You wake up motivated, you skip breakfast, you cut carbs, you push through hunger, and still the scale doesn't move day after day, week after week, nothing. And the worst part, you start blaming yourself. But what if I told you it's not your discipline that's broken, it's your insulin? Because fat loss doesn't start in the gym. It doesn't even start with calories. It starts with a hormone, a powerful hormone that decides whether your body burns fat or stores it. That hormone is insulin. And right now, you might be making one mistake that's silently blocking fat burn all day long. You've been told your whole life that fat loss is simple: eat less, move more, and the weight will come off. So you tried, you cut your calories, you pushed through hunger, you forced yourself into workouts even when your body felt exhausted. And yet, nothing changed. The scale barely moved. Your energy crashed. Your cravings got worse. And slowly, a dangerous thought started to creep in. Maybe it's me, but it's not you. It was never you. Because fat loss is not controlled by willpower, and it's not even controlled by calories. It's controlled by a hormone, a powerful, life-controlling hormone that decides every second of every day whether your body burns fat or stores it. That hormone is insulin. And if you don't understand insulin, you will always feel stuck. Because insulin is not just another hormone, it's the gatekeeper of your fat stores. When insulin is high, your body is in storage mode. When insulin is low, your body is in fat burning mode. And here's the truth that most people are never told: you cannot burn fat while insulin is elevated. Not a little bit, not slowly. It is completely shut off. Now think about what that means for your daily life. Every time you eat, especially foods high in sugar or refined carbohydrates, your blood sugar rises and your body reacts immediately. Insulin is released into your bloodstream like a signal, a command. Store this energy. Don't waste it. At first, your body stores that energy in your liver and muscles, but those storage tanks are small, and once they're full, there's only one place left for that extra energy to go: fat. Not because your body is broken, but because it's doing exactly what it was designed to do: protect you, save energy, prepare for survival. But here's where the modern world changes everything. Because thousands of years ago, food was scarce. Meals were separated by long periods of time. Insulin would rise and then fall. And during those low insulin periods, the body would switch into fat-burning mode to survive. That's how humans were designed. But today, we never give our bodies that chance. We eat first thing in the morning, we snack mid-morning, we eat lunch, we snack again, we eat dinner, and sometimes we even eat late into the night. Each time we eat, insulin rises. And before it ever has the chance to come back down, we eat again, which means insulin stays elevated all day long. And if insulin never drops, fat burning never turns on. You could be eating healthy. You could be counting every calorie. You could be working out every single day. But if insulin is high, your body is locked out of its own fat stores. It's like having a full tank of fuel, but the door is sealed shut, and you're left running on empty, exhausted, hungry, and frustrated. This is why so many people feel stuck. This is why weight loss feels impossible. And this is why the old advice, eat less, move more, fails so many people, because it ignores the one thing that actually controls fat loss. Now, here's where it gets even more serious, because when insulin stays high for too long, your body starts to adapt. Your cells begin to resist it. They stop responding the way they used to. This is called insulin resistance, and it changes everything. Because now your body needs more insulin just to do the same job. So insulin levels rise even higher and stay elevated even longer, which means fat burning becomes even more blocked. This is the hidden cycle keeping millions of people trapped. High insulin leads to fat storage. Fat storage leads to insulin resistance. Insulin resistance leads to even higher insulin. And the cycle repeats over and over again until one day it's not just about weight anymore, it becomes about health, because chronically high insulin is linked to some of the most dangerous conditions in the modern world: type 2 diabetes, obesity, heart disease. This isn't just about looking better. This is about what's happening inside your body right now. But here's the moment where everything can change. Because once you understand insulin, you realize something powerful. Fat loss is not about fighting your body. It's about working with it, because your body already knows how to burn fat. It's done it before. It was designed to do it. You just have to give it the signal. And that signal is low insulin. When insulin drops, everything changes. Your body unlocks stored fat. Your energy stabilizes. Your hunger decreases. And for the first time, fat loss starts to feel natural. Not forced, not painful, but automatic. And it starts with one simple shift. Stop constantly triggering insulin. Stop eating all day. Stop flooding your system with sugar and refined carbs. Instead, give your body space. Give it time between meals, because in those quiet moments, when insulin finally falls, your body switches modes from storage to burning, from holding on to letting go. And that's when the transformation begins. Not because you tried harder, but because you finally removed the one barrier that was blocking fat loss all along: insulin. Understand it, control it, and you don't just lose weight, you take back control of your body. Let me show you what's really happening inside your body, because the truth is far more shocking than most people realize. You take a bite of food, it seems harmless, normal, every day, a piece of bread, a bowl of rice, something sweet. Within minutes, your body begins a chain reaction that will determine whether you burn fat or store it. Your blood sugar starts to rise, not slowly, but rapidly. Glucose floods your bloodstream, and your body sees this as a potential threat, because too much sugar in the blood is dangerous. So your pancreas responds immediately. It releases a powerful hormone into your bloodstream, insulin. And insulin has one mission: clear the sugar, store the energy, protect the body. At first, everything works perfectly. Insulin takes that glucose and sends it into your cells. Some of it goes into your muscles, some into your liver. These are your short-term energy reserves. But here's the problem almost no one talks about. Those storage tanks are extremely limited. Your liver can only hold a small amount of glycogen, your muscles just a little more, and once those tanks are full, there is no backup system, no overflow valve. There is only one option left. Your body must convert that excess sugar into fat. This process is not a mistake. It's not your body failing. It's your body doing exactly what it was designed to do: store energy for survival. But in today's world, survival is no longer the issue, because the problem isn't one meal, it's what happens next. A few hours later, you eat again, maybe not even a full meal, just a snack, something small, something light. But your body doesn't see it that way. It sees glucose. It sees another rise in blood sugar, and once again, insulin is released. Again and again and again, meal after meal, snack after snack, day after day. Your body is trapped in a constant cycle of insulin spikes. And here's where things start to break down, because your cells were never designed to handle this level of constant stimulation. At first, they respond normally. They open up, absorb the glucose, and store it. But over time, they begin to resist. They start to push back because they're already full. They don't want more energy. They don't need more sugar. So they stop responding to insulin the way they used to. This is insulin resistance, and it changes everything, because now when insulin knocks, your cells don't answer. So your body responds the only way it knows how. It produces more insulin, higher levels, stronger signals, trying to force the glucose into cells that are already overwhelmed. And this creates a dangerous situation, because now you don't just have high blood sugar, you have high insulin too, and high insulin is a fat-storing signal, a powerful one. It tells your body to lock away fat and refuse to release it. So even if you're eating less, even if you're trying to diet, even if you're working harder than ever, your body is still being told, store fat, do not burn it. This is why so many people feel like their metabolism is broken, because from the outside, it doesn't make sense. You're doing everything right. But inside your body, a completely different story is unfolding. One controlled not by effort, but by hormones. And insulin is in charge. Now, here's the part that most people never see coming. Because insulin resistance doesn't just make fat loss harder, it begins to affect every system in your body. Your energy starts to crash because your cells can't access the fuel they need. Your brain feels foggy because it's not getting stable energy. Your hunger increases because your body is desperate for usable fuel, and your cravings, they become intense, especially for sugar and carbs, because your body is stuck in a loop. It's storing energy, but it can't use it, so it keeps asking for more. And this is how people get trapped, not because they lack discipline, but because their biology is working against them. And over time, the consequences become more serious because chronically high insulin is not just about weight gain. It's linked to some of the most dangerous health conditions in the modern world: type 2 diabetes, heart disease, chronic inflammation, even certain brain disorders. This isn't just about fat. This is about what's happening deep inside your cells every single day. But here's the moment where everything can shift. Because once you understand this process, you realize something incredibly powerful. You are not broken. Your body is responding exactly the way it was designed to. It's just responding to the wrong signals. And when you change the signals, you change the outcome. Because insulin is not the enemy. It's a tool, a signal. And when you learn how to control it, you take back control of your body. It starts with one simple truth. If you want to stop storing fat, you must stop constantly spiking insulin. That means reducing the foods that trigger it the most: sugar, refined carbohydrates, processed foods, the things that cause rapid spikes in blood sugar. And it also means changing how often you eat, because every time you eat, you trigger insulin. So if you're eating all day, you're keeping insulin elevated all day. But when you create space between meals, something powerful happens. Insulin begins to fall, slowly, steadily, naturally. And when it drops low enough, your body switches modes from storage to burning, from holding on to fat to finally releasing it. And this is where real transformation begins, not through force, not through restriction, but through understanding. Because when you align with your biology, fat loss stops being a battle and starts becoming a natural result. And for the first time, your body begins to work with you instead of against you. Fat burning is not a mystery. It's not magic. It's not luck. And it's not reserved for a few genetically gifted people. It's a switch, a biological switch that exists inside your body right now, waiting to be turned on. And that switch is controlled by one thing: insulin. Every second of every day, your body is making a decision. Should it store fat or should it burn it? There is no middle ground, no overlap, no compromise. When insulin is high, your body stores fat. When insulin is low, your body burns fat. And you cannot do both at the same time. That's the rule your biology follows, whether you know it or not. Now, here's the problem. Most people never flip the switch, not because they can't, but because they don't know how. They've been told to focus on calories, to eat small meals throughout the day, to snack, to keep the metabolism going. But every time you eat, you raise insulin. Even if it's a small snack, even if it's something healthy, your body doesn't care about labels. It responds to chemistry, and the result is the same. Insulin rises, and the fat-burning switch turns off. So if you're eating 5, 6, even 7 times a day, you're not fueling your metabolism. You're shutting down your ability to burn fat all day long, and then you wonder why nothing changes, why the effort doesn't match the results, why you feel stuck in a body that won't respond. But the truth is, your body is responding perfectly. It's following the signals you're giving it. And if the signal is constant insulin, the response is constant fat storage. Now imagine what happens when that signal changes. When you stop eating for a period of time, something powerful begins to happen inside your body. Insulin starts to fall, not instantly, but gradually, quietly, like a system powering down. And as insulin drops, a new signal begins to rise. A signal that's been waiting beneath the surface this entire time. Burn fat for the first time in hours, or maybe even days. Your body unlocks access to its stored energy. Fat cells begin to release fatty acids into the bloodstream. Your liver converts them into ketones, a clean, efficient fuel source that your brain and body can use. And suddenly, everything changes. Your hunger fades, not because you forced it, but because your body is finally being fed from within. Your energy stabilizes. No crashes, no spikes, just steady, sustained fuel. Your mind becomes sharper, clearer, because your brain is now running on a more stable energy source. This is what it feels like when the fat-burning switch turns on. And it doesn't come from eating less. It comes from lowering insulin. Now, here's where food becomes your most powerful tool, because certain foods keep insulin low, and others spike it aggressively. If you want to flip the switch, you have to choose wisely. Start with fats, real, natural fats, eggs, butter, olive oil, avocados. These foods do not spike insulin. They nourish your body, while allowing fat burning to continue. Then comes protein. Meat, fish, chicken. Protein does raise insulin slightly, but it also supports muscle, repair, and satiety. It's essential. The key is balance. And then there are carbohydrates, especially refined ones. Sugar, bread, rice, processed snacks. These are the switch blockers. They spike insulin rapidly and keep it elevated for hours. One meal like this can shut down fat burning for most of the day. Now imagine stacking that meal after meal, snack after snack, day after day. You're not just flipping the switch off, you're keeping it off permanently. And this is why so many people feel trapped. But the moment you remove those spikes, the moment you reduce those triggers, the switch becomes accessible again. And then comes the second key, timing. Because what you eat matters, but when you eat matters just as much. If you're constantly eating, you're constantly raising insulin. So even the best foods can't help you if there's no gap between meals. But when you create space, something incredible happens. Insulin drops deeper, fat burning increases, and your body becomes more efficient at using its own stored energy. This is why fasting works. Not because it's extreme, but because it gives your body what it desperately needs. Time. Time to lower insulin, time to reset, time to switch modes. And you don't need to start with anything drastic. Even a 12-hour fasting window can begin to make a difference. Then 14, then 16. Each step allowing insulin to fall a little more and fat burning to rise a little higher. And as your body adapts, something even more powerful happens. You become metabolically flexible, able to switch between burning sugar and burning fat with ease. No longer dependent on constant food, no longer controlled by cravings, no longer stuck in survival mode. This is freedom, real biological freedom. And it doesn't come from trying harder. It comes from understanding the switch. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. Every meal becomes a choice. Every snack becomes a signal. Every fasting window becomes an opportunity to either store fat or burn it. So the next time you feel stuck, the next time progress slows down, don't ask, am I eating too much? Ask a better question. Am I keeping insulin too high? Because that's where the answer lives. That's where the control is. And that's where the transformation begins. Not in the gym, not in the mirror, but deep inside your body, where one simple switch is waiting to be flipped.